Welcome back, everybody. Bloodless 9 here with another Raid Shadow Legends video for you. Back to doing what I said I was going to do. It's been a while, I know. Apologies for that. My work has been very hectic. I just got off yesterday from doing a whole month straight. So it's been hectic. That's why I'm trying to push for YouTube videos more because of it. But yeah, it's just been really hectic, and I now finally have some time off. And now I'm going to continue what I was doing earlier with continuing on how I completed Faction Wars. And today, I'm going to be going over one that's active right now on this day, the Dwarves. Now, the Dwarves was very interesting for me to complete. And the downside, like for anyone here who's free to play or not a huge whale, there's always downsides to all these crypts. Especially for Demon Spawn, the best clear example of those that we aren't able to complete. Demon Spawn only has 2 revivers, and if we have neither of them, it's really hard to do Demon Spawn. Shadowkin has only 1 reviver. That's not a legendary. Really hard to do. So that's the downside. And again, that's the reason why I'm covering these, to see how I did it, because I'm not a whale. I do have a bit of luck behind me, but that luck has basically ran dry this entire year. So here we go with Dwarf Crypt, completely done, but as you can see with the last 2, 15 minutes each. So here's the team that I was used. This is the team I used on the final 2 waves. The ones that took me over 15 minutes. Cornelia, Melga Steelgirdle, Geomancer, Kira, and Tormund. Now again, like I said, some of it's a bit of luck. Others is because of actual events I did. Kira and Tormund. Luck, event. Luck. Okay. Because you're going to get epics eventually. It's just going to be a while. It depends on which ones you get. And epics will help you clear all the way at the end. Not to mention, there are still a few rares on here, which there's one I'm going to mention, that can help you carry all the way through the end, too. Not every faction crypt has it to where you have to have nothing but epics and legendaries at the end. I've done a few that have a rare at the very end. So that's a good thing. I wish there was more, or they changed some of the waves on here. Like this one, why it took me 15 minutes for these to be completed. The boss didn't even take me long because Geomancer. I've had Geomancer for a long time when he first came out. I had him, sat on him for a bit, then saw what people were doing with him, got him to 6-star. He's been my boss killer ever since. And he's still being used in a lot of the bosses today. But even then, he's still, it's like, that's why the boss was down. But why did this wave take so much? It's because these last 2 waves is the typical one for most faction crypts, which is why when they said they're going to change faction crypts, I really hope they change those waves. They change the champions and everything, because a lot of these have been champions that have been in there since the beginning of the game. Since the game first came out, those waves have been the same and untouched. So that's why you never see a Geomancer in any of the crypts. You never see a Melga Steelgirdle. You might see a Tormund, especially in Doom Tower, you'll see Tormund. But you won't see Cornelia, and it's like, why? Because they did not change any of the champions around. So that's why my hope is that they do, because the stage 20, why'd it take me 15 minutes? First wave, 5 healers. And that's a lot of faction crypts has that. First wave on stage 20 is the 5 healers. 3 being the same, and a double of 2. The double of 2 heals and puts a defense. The other 3 completely removes all debuffs, puts a block debuffs on them, and fully heals them. And there's 3 of them that do that. And then stage 21, 3 Valkyries. Although I don't know if this one has the 3 Valkyries, because that would have been a lot longer if it was. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Or I got lucky with Tormund. Some of the others at the end, like for instance Undead Horde, 3 Valkyries right before the boss. So the second wave. 3 Valkyries. I hope they change it to where we don't have 3 Valkyries anymore. That is annoying. But it's why this took forever, and another reason why it took forever and why some of these are 3 minutes long is, well, as you saw with how I am with Dwarves, not really any of them hit really hard. They don't. None of them really hit hard. And just going off here, we'll show you what I have. So this is who I had to go off for a long time. Now, of course, I did get rid of a few rares like this one, like, your food, go away. So that's what I do. Some I kept because I did end up, like, was going to use them. Like, Painsmith I used for the early stages. Painsmith did help. For later stages, I believe he does help a whole lot more. This one helps with block revive if you're going against any waves of pesky revives. There was one at the one time I did had to do that. So he can help, but he's a single target. I used him for a bit, but then I stopped. And the only reason I kept him was just for other purposes, just in case. Bulwark I used for a while at the very beginning. Bulwark I was using quite a bit until I got Rearguard Sergeant. Because Rearguard Sergeant is better. Like, almost all rares. There's a lot of rares that, like I said, there's some that will take you all the way to the end. It's just there's always an epic or legendary that are better. It's just how it goes. But with faction crypts, yeah, they can take you to the end, which I like, and I wish there was a little bit more. We are still getting new ones that are end up being more powerful. I just wish to do a little bit more on the older ones to help out. But Bulwark, again, he can place a weekend to help with doing damage if you had the same problem I did. As you can see, none of them are really damage dealers. I got him way late. I got Rockbreaker way late. He does damage and defense, but I got him late, and I got Filja late, like, way too late. I got him after I completed the crypt, which this would have helped me a lot. 2 times destroys max HP, 75% chance of fully depleting target's turn meter, fills champion's turn meter 50% and heals them by 15%. So she's a nice little support attacker. With if it's 2 or fewer buffs at the start of the turn, places an increased attack and crit damage on this champion for 1 turn. Sadly, she only has 2 attacks. Or no, she's 3. Excuse me. But like that would have helped. See, I didn't know how much because I just got her at the end. It would have really helped to have her because I think she would have been a better damage dealer. That or focus on the 2 I did get and put them to 6-star, because at 5-star they were like hard capped on what they can do. Rugnar Gogleam, who many have praised, hits ridiculously hard. I stopped for a bit because I couldn't keep him alive because he destroys his own HP. He hits ridiculously hard, but so he sacrifices 15% of his max HP and keeps going down. I've done a lot to try and get him going, and I'll say this, Rugnar has helped me all the way until the last 3 stages, where he kept dying really easily. He has helped me a lot. Had I got him to 6-star after I got Melga Steel Girdle, I probably would have done a bit more better, but I've tried and tried and tried, and then with the 5 healers and the 3 Valkyries, I'm like, I can't do this. This is ridiculous. I needed more CC, and that's when the event popped up last year, and I got Tormund. So I was real happy with that. I then replaced Rugnar to try Gala Longbraids, and Gala Longbraids did help past one of the later stages, past stage 19. She helped with that because all her moves ignores a portion of their defense, and I just went, oh yes, please. Let me do that, and then just went right ahead and gave her Slayer set. She did damage. I'm like, yes, not maxed out. It's not the best Slayer set I have, but really good at the time. But it's with that, yeah, she was able to do it. I'm like, yes, I may have some. Then I got the 5 healers, couldn't do anything. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. The one that actually did complete the next stage, the following stage, stage 20, 5 healers, couldn't do it. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So I just, all right, since I've been using Tormund a whole lot, and Tormund's really great to have, it is unfortunate for those of you who are not a big whale like me, who did not do the event, or those who are free to play. Yeah, apologies for this. Like I said, I did do the event and got Tormund, because I was saving up after the last event I did. I did not do the fusion. I just used all mine for Tormund, and it was a good thing I did. But yeah, because he's a void legendary, really hard to pull, and he's one of the OG PvP champions. He's still actually annoying. Some of us still have him to use his defense. He's annoying for his passive, but because of his passive, it was still a little hard on the 5. Even then with the 5 healers, you couldn't do it because the 3 of them can remove all debuffs, place a block debuffs, and fully heal them. And it's because of that block debuffs that didn't trigger a whole lot. So that was still even ridiculously hard. It did trigger a few times on the others that did not get that major heal. But I just wasn't doing enough damage in time to utilize the freeze. And then with his, and especially provoke and all that. So I was like, okay, they're still going a little too fast. I need to slow them down. I just went, all right, I'm going back and putting Geomancer back in. I've had Geomancer for a long time since it came out. And I sat on him for a bit. And then when I found out that everyone's saying he's like utility boss killer, threw him in and he's helped me a lot. So then what I did is I just threw him back in because I'm like, well, I'm using Tormund and he has a special passive where if a person under freeze and HP burn take a turn, he goes again. This is basic default. And it's just Quicksand Grasp, the #1 boss killer move, and gets rid of their turn meter too. Because of that, it helped me slow the team down even further to where then I capitalized on that and then finally passed the wave, and then the rest I finished within relative about 3 minutes. But yeah, it took me 12 to get past the first one. I hope that when they said they're changing the faction wars, I hope they change those, because that is annoying. That is very annoying. Because I didn't have any like major massive nuker, especially since I did not get Rugnor or Gala at 6-star. And again, it's also going to be hard for many people because they're voids as well. So even then, that's still a little harder for a lot of, especially free-to-play players. They're voids. But yeah, that's what I did. That was my problem with Dwarves, is the damage. It's always been the damage. So then I just went maximized my CC, especially when I got Tormund finally to 6-star. I just maximized my CC and went to town and finally got it. I was like, okay. Now, the one thing I did not have a problem with, I had Cornelia. What I should have done was give her, I did a righteous gear. I should have done another perception, but I was limited on what I had. That way I can get more accuracy and utilize her abilities, because her abilities are amazing to have. Increases cooldown, which did trigger a few times on the 5 healers, but again, it's 5 healers. The massive sleep, which was great, but since the reason why I decided to avoid accuracy a whole lot, I'm like, massive sleep, yeah, and then I just went, unless I get a fear, it's not really going to do much because Tormund's AoE. So I was like, I'm not even going to go for accuracy at that point. I went with Miracle Heal just for this because I decided to keep her alive long enough and give her more accurate resistance and everything just to keep her alive for that sleep to heal him. And that has helped me survive all the bosses too. Every boss helped my team survive. So that's what I decided to utilize Cornelia on, was just that she's going to be my healer. And then with her aura of 18% increased speed in all battles was even better. I do have Demitha. I did not maximize Demitha to her full potential. Now I kind of want to. She's going to be one of my projects in line of getting her to 6-star, because she's actually really good, especially for like PvP content and other things. Block damage, continuous heal. And sadly, she was one of the ones I did try pushing for clan boss and couldn't get work. So that's why I kind of messed her up so bad. So I stopped using her. So try not to fall for that a whole lot. But one big thing I did not have to worry about is my team dying a whole lot. Like, very survivable, especially when I got Melga Steel Girdle, because I was really happy I got her because she's a reviver. She does increased defense with the 1-turn continuous heal, or actually 2 turns, so that helped a lot. So like, cool, there's my healer, other healer, and reviver, and I paired her with Cornelia for not only the speed, but because now that I have 2 of them. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I put a Guardian set on her for her to stay alive longer. However, I probably would switch Guardian out because she's the one who shouldn't be dying. And I should have put Guardian on Kira. That's one thing I'm still working on. I need a really good Guardian set for Kira. But with who I just got, I might probably could put that in the back burner. But right here, the reason why my team was not dying. Kira the Watcher. As much as many people try to hop on her and say that, oh yeah, no, she's bad and everything, she's not worthy, don't try and get her, blah 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 blah, like she's just not a great champion. Oh, I beg to differ. I beg to differ. She is still being used in a lot of areas, including Clan Boss and Iron Twins. She's being used in those. And I was happy. Yes, I did do the event to get her, which I ran out of all things. one of my 3 times I wailed in this game. I'm not a, like I said, I'm not a whale, but there have moments where I did pay a little bit more than I normally would, especially my budget. I did pay a lot more, and it's all because I wanted her. And I got her, maxed her out, and then when I came back from my hiatus and figured out, I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to survivability, and saw what she did. I just went, I'm sitting on her the whole time. Used her, got down to Nightmare 1 key on Clan Boss. Because of Kira. Because of her. I was like, okay, so maybe it was a good idea I did that. So that's why I was wondering, did I really waste my time? Nope. And because of that, I used her for the dwarf faction all the way through, which is why I mentioned Bulwark. Did I mention Bulwark? I'm so tired still. But Bulwark's a good one to have, especially for those who don't have it. He is a rare void, but he's a little bit easier to pull if you get him. Definitely keep him and use him up. Just because he also has, like, he does a weaken to help with your damage, and an HP burn to help with a few other things. Duration of all debuffs for 1 turn. And then I also got Rearguard Sergeant. Rearguard Sergeant definitely helps with doing ally protection to keep your team alive. He has weakens as well as extending buff duration. Yeah, Rearguard Sergeant, I used her a lot when I got her, and she's only a force, so you could get her out of Ancient Shards. If you do, utilize her as well, because, again, keep your team alive. Really, really, really helps. And with Kira, like Kira says, she has a decreased attack, so that really helps with certain enemies, including a boss. Then decrease accuracy on all enemies, so it's like, oh, you got one that are massive CCs. Now I'm going to decrease all your accuracy. And Asuka has a high chance, too. It's a 100% chance. So, and then she does have also a little bit of some accuracy, because I do use her in Clan Boss for this, to get that decreased attack out. But yeah, that does help, and it lasts for 2 turns. And decreases the all enemy buffs by 1 turn, too, so that really helps. So a little bit more accuracy would have helped a little bit more. But then here, Coordinated Defense, 50% ally protection buff on all allies except as champion for 2 turns, places 60% increased defense on all allies for 2 turns. So increased defense for everyone, and I put ally protection everyone but me. I'm going to take the damage for you, and that really helped a lot, and my team stayed alive a whole lot because of her. And then whenever allies attacked while under an ally protection buff, places a decreased attack on them for 1 turn. That's also good for Clan Boss. So I was like, oh, this is great, and she helped me stay alive for a very long time. I was happy I did that and finally did. Like I said, I used Bulwark, and I had him in Stalwart to help with that, because he does survive a little bit more for being a defense-based champion. And then Rearguard Sergeant for her utility of keeping everyone alive. So that was how I was not dying. I just wasn't doing damage. Now, one thing I will say, there is a rare, I'm sure you can guess who it is. It's the last one I didn't mention. Avir the Alchemage. Now, I did not go far with him. As you see, he's only a 4-star. If I had pushed him to 5-star, it would have been something, but at this point, I had Rearguard Sergeant, I got Melga Steelgirdle, Cornelia, Demitha, and Ragnar, and I was like, do I really need him now since I got the epics? No, so I didn't stop. But for those who don't have those epics, or even legendaries, definitely give Avir the Alchemage a go. Really, really good champion to help, especially at 5-star. Really, really good. So attacks one enemy, can place a poison on them for 2 turns. Then attacks all enemies, 50% chance of placing a decreased attack and a decreased speed debuff on them when they're under a poison. He places the decreased attack, but if they're under poison, you can do defense. Now, they are the weaker version. But now that I got this blessing, I don't think I can... Yes, there it is. Nature's Bounty. Now I have a chance to make it bigger. Done. Now that definitely spiked them up. So that's what's real good with the Nature's Bounty. Now these actually end up, this is already a big poison, these can now have a chance of getting bigger as well. And then here, fills the turn of all allies by 15% and heals them by 15% of his max HP, and he's not really much a damage dealer, he's a debuffer. Drop your staff, man. So he's really good to have, because not only that, it's small heal, and if you fully book him, which is easy to do for being a rare, especially a magic rare. 4-turn cooldown to do that, increased turn meter, so it goes fast with a bit of a heal. And now, yes, you do need a bit of another healer. And I was using him with Cornelia for a long time because I did get Cornelia first. But yeah, he's a rare, easier to get, and being a rare, easier to book. So don't pass him up. He's one that can get you through. And I did hear some people, they actually used him all the way because of the debuffs he puts out and the turn meter of heal. They used him all the way. So he's a really good rare to have to help you get through. And I did use him early stage. But like I said, I got the epics real fast, and I just stopped using him. So definitely give him a try. As for others, let's go see. There is another one I did use. I got rid of him after they nerfed him. I'm sure everyone knows who I'm talking about. Madman. He was originally my attacker at the very beginning. I even used him for Spider for a bit. But after they nerfed him because he was going insane in Hydra, doing a mechanic that wasn't supposed to work the way it's supposed to, I stopped using him and got rid of him. If you have him, I still wouldn't mind using him for the early stages. But later stage, I mean, this would help with the Valkyries. I don't know. Let me know if you have him and you're using him later stage. How good is he still at 6-star if you still have him? I had him at 4-star or 5-star, and when they nerfed him, I got rid of him. I did, because I was like, he's not doing what he's supposed to do. Now I was going to get him for Hydra. And when they did that, I was like, nope, bye. So that's another one. And for a few others, like, yeah, there's some that might be good. But Bulwark, again, very good defender with debuffer. Especially when you put him in, like, Guardian gear. Or other gear that's like that. Kurzad. I stopped using my Kurzad because I'm like, I have no use for him. I have him vaulted. Kurzad hits really hard. So when he crits 2 hits and has extra hit, can place decreased speed, which is really nice for 2 turns. Excuse me. Each critical hit fills the champion's turn meter by 7.5%. So it's not like who's that uncommon barbarian? It's not like Shield Guard, where when he crits, he gets 20%, and if he hits 4, he's going again. It's like, I'm going to go again here real soon. But it does help to just hit, I'm about to go again, and then go again. And then, of course, increase accuracy on all allies for 2 turns and attacks all enemies, instead of percentage placing a decreased defense. So Kurzad, I mean, again, he's the attacker, he hits really hard. So if you get Kurzad, which, again, it's a void, he's a really nice one to utilize as well for doing some of the waves. Just, I mean, again, hits hard and then decreased defense. Yeah, it's the weaker one, but it works. As for much of the others here, I did not use a whole lot of others. I've heard people using Beast Wrestler. However, it is I mean, damage inflicted by 50% for first hit on each enemy. He's very, very demanding for what he's supposed to have, but I have heard some people use Beast Wrestler. Other than that, I haven't really heard of it. Master Butcher, he's the one. There it is. I did see a video of one of the CZs who did it, that Master Butcher was pretty ridiculously crazy, and that he should not be a rare to be slept on. He's been sleeping for me. I got rid of him all the time. But when attack, heals all allies equal to the amount of damage taken. Now we're just not triggering bosses, but in the waves, I smack you for 30,000. Sweet, I heal everyone for 30,000. Thank you. This is what it does. Equal to the amount of damage taken. That's what it does. It's crazy. Of course, they have to hit him, but he has a provoke. And it lasts for 2 turns. 1 enemy, but 2 turns. 2 turns. So if there's a nice big heavy hitter in the wave that you don't want to deal with that's going to wipe your team out, just provoke it on him and go, no, you have to hit me twice. And he hits him and he gets full, heals everyone. He does give everyone an increased crit rate and attack, a weakened version of him on 2 turns, but that does help. And then he also has a provoke on his A1. He just provoke, and then he can revive a random ally at full HP when this champion is killed. Now, granted, you don't want champions to die because you need the 3 stars to complete the faction crypts. But it's the fact that he's just a consistent provoker. Just a consistent provoker. And if they hit him, heals your entire team for how much he took. That's pretty crazy. So he's definitely, and he's an easier way to get. He's a spirit. Sorry, I blanked on what that was. Spirit affinity, rare, easy to pull, easy to get. I pulled him many times and I just didn't use him. Now it's like, oh man, if I had him, maybe I would have got a little bit more because he just consistently provokes. But then I got Torment, so that's another one. So yeah, that's a few rares there. So Master Butcher, Kurzad, Bulwark, Avier, and then if there was one more, I forgot who. Let me know in the comments who that was. But definitely, I mean, right, maybe it was Madman, but then he nerfed. Yeah, right there. There's 4 rares that'll help you get through a lot if you can pull them. Now there is uncommons, nothing noteworthy about. Really nothing noteworthy. But yeah. So 4 rares to help you out if you're struggling with some of the dwarves. However, for the end game, hopefully they can get you there. It is harder since Madman was nerfed. Master Butcher might be able to get you there. But yeah, so I hope this gives you some insight on what to do with dwarves, how I did it, and other things to go through of what to do. Let me know down in the comments about basically which rares you're using, and even other epics, like which ones, for those of you who did get Filgia early, how is Filgia doing? Rockbreaker, because I got Rockbreaker late, how's Rockbreaker? And then let me know, and I'm pretty sure some of you are going to tell me, it's like, dude, you didn't use the Mytha, man, what's wrong with you? I've had him for a long time. Excuse me. I was looking at Runekeeper. That big bushy beard. I need a big bushy beard. But yeah, let me know who you used and what you think about this. And like I said, with revivers, I didn't look to see who's an actual reviver. Not really any revivers here. Is Doldor one? No, oh, that's actually a good ability. Continuous healing and block debuffs? All allies too. But the one on the ally that does not have 100% HP, but continuous heal on everyone for 2 turns. The big one. 4-turn cooldown though. Stun. Active skill. Ooh. Wow. Huh. Interesting. HP in all battles too. Interesting. I'm curious if anyone actually has been used them. That I did not know this. Dolor Lorekeeper. That was 2-turn continuous heal on a 4-turn cooldown. Wow, there's another good one to have. Like I said, there's a bunch here. I just skipped them because I had the epics that were better. But let me know if you have them and you're using them. I'm curious. Because who knows, that might be one thing I do one day is get the rares to 5, not 6-star, I'm still working on 6 stars, but 5 stars, see how they are? I did not know that, I kept getting rid of him. Boltsmith, yeah, as well as, and let me know as well as epics other than the Geomancer, because Geomancer. And then of course, yes, let me know which legendaries you get. As I said, I have not pulled any legendary dwarves. I had to acquire them. I got those 2 in an event. Did not pull legendary dwarves. I've tried Newt many times, and it's also the reason why I'm not a whale, because I would have bought a lot more shards to pull Newt. So yes, if you have Newt and you say in the comments you got Newt, okay, you're killing everyone, basically. But yeah, a lot of others here. Charizia, sadly there's a change for her. She's still going to be strong, but not towards Hydra anymore, unfortunately. I face Brogni a lot of times on PvP. Mountain King is good. Like, all these are freaking good, and that's it. And yeah, and I saw many of you with Frolny. So, jealous for those who got him, because again, the only mythical I got is the free one. Lady Mikage. So yeah, let me know down in the comments who you have, who you used, if you're still working on it, and again, I hope this gives you insight on what to do to start with dwarves to get some, even though you may not complete it all of it at once, but just to get ahead to get some of those rewards, because some of the rewards are actually really good on the way. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this. Do hit that subscribe button for more video content like this, and the bell notifications for when they do release, because again, I just completed a month, and I finally got time off, so that's why it's good to hit that so you know when I upload these. But yeah, hit that subscribe for more video content like this. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I hope to see you next time.